Welcome back to Fluent Mind English, your favorite place to learn, grow, and think in English. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that every English learner struggles with: vocabulary. Yes, those little words that make a big difference. Whether you're learning English for school, work, travel, or just personal growth, vocabulary is the foundation of everything you say, read, or write. But here's the question: how do you actually learn vocabulary in a way that you can remember it, use it, and feel confident about it? That's exactly what we'll talk about today. I'll share proven tips, easy methods, and real techniques that will help you grow your vocabulary faster and remember the words for life. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Segment 1. Why vocabulary matters so much. Let's start with something simple. Why does vocabulary matter so much? Think about it. When you speak, you use words. When you listen, you understand words. When you read, you recognize words. When you write, you produce words. So vocabulary is like the oxygen of a language. Without it, communication can't happen. You might have great grammar, but if you don't know enough words, you'll feel stuck. Imagine trying to build a house with only 5 bricks. Not possible, right? Words are your building blocks. And here's something interesting. Don't worry, you don't need to memorize that many. But if you know just 30 to 50 high-frequency words, you can understand up to 90 to 95% of daily English used in conversations, news, and media. So the goal is simple: learn smarter, not harder. We don't need to learn every word, just the useful ones, and learn them deeply. Segment 2. Common mistakes learners make. Before we talk about how to learn vocabulary, let's talk about some common mistakes that many learners make, maybe even you. Mistake 1. Memorizing long lists. People often sit down with 100 words, repeat them, and hope they'll remember. But a few days later, poof! All gone, because the brain doesn't like isolated data. It likes connections. Mistake 2. Learning words without context. If you just memorize "run" means to move fast, you'll forget it. But if you hear "I run every morning to stay fit," it's connected to a story, a picture, a situation. That's how memory works. Mistake 3. Not reviewing. Learning vocabulary isn't a one-time thing. It's a process of seeing words again and again, in different forms. Mistake 4. Not using the words. You might recognize the word when reading, but can't use it in speaking. That's called passive vocabulary, and our goal is to make it active. So, if you've made these mistakes before, don't worry, we'll fix all of them today. Segment 3. Step-by-step methods to learn vocabulary. Now, let's get into the fun part, the methods. I'll share a few simple, science-backed techniques you can start using today. Method 1. Learn in context. Context means learning a word in a sentence, story, or situation, not alone. For example, don't just learn abandon to leave something. Instead, learn it like this: the driver abandoned the car in the middle of the road. Now your brain has an image, a story, to connect with that word. That's how you remember for longer. You can use movies, stories, or even your daily life. If you hear a new word, try to imagine it in a scene, like, if you learn relax, imagine yourself sitting on the beach, drinking coconut water, relaxing. Your brain loves pictures, so, connect every word with a visual or emotion. Method 2. Use a vocabulary notebook. Old school or digital, doesn't matter. What matters is organization. Keep a vocabulary journal, a small notebook. Write down the word, the meaning, an example sentence, synonyms or similar words, maybe even a small doodle or emoji. Example. Word, confident, meaning, sure about yourself. Sentence, I feel confident when I speak English slowly and clearly. Synonym, self-assured, you can review your notebook anytime, while traveling, before sleep, or during breaks. This small habit will multiply your memory power. Method 3. Spaced repetition. This is one of the most powerful learning techniques ever discovered. It simply means, don't review words all at once, review them with time gaps. Example, Day 1, learn the. Day 2, review it once. Day 4, review again. Day 7, review again. Day 15, review again. Every time you recall it, your memory becomes stronger. That's how apps like Anki or Quizlet work. They use spaced repetition to make sure you remember words permanently. Method 4. Use the words in real life. If you learn a new word and never use it, it dies in your brain. So use new words in sentences every day. Here are some ideas. Write short stories using your new words. Make English captions on Instagram using new vocabulary. Speak to your friends or record yourself. Try to describe your day using those new words. For example, if you learn the word productive, say, today was really productive. I finished all my work early. It doesn't matter if it feels weird in the beginning. Method 5. Shadowing practice. One of my favorite ways to build vocabulary and pronunciation together is shadowing. Here's how it works. 1. Pick a short video, podcast, or movie clip in English. 2. Listen carefully once. 3. Then, play it again, and try to speak along with the speaker. 4. Repeat their words, rhythm, and tone like a shadow. This method trains your ears, tongue, and brain at the same time. You start remembering how words sound and feel in sentences. Method 6. Learn from what you love. Learning vocabulary doesn't have to be boring. You can learn from things you already love, like music, movies, or social media. Watch YouTube videos in English about your hobbies. Read simple English stories or blogs. Follow English learning pages on Instagram or TikTok. Listen to podcasts, like this one, while doing other things. When you enjoy the content, your brain learns naturally, without pressure. Method 7. Learn word families. Here, a secret trick. Learn word families. That means learning words that come from the same root. Example, create, verb, creative, adjective, creation, noun, creativity. Noun. See. One root word gives you 4 new words. This saves time and helps you recognize patterns in English. You can even make a chart or mind map to connect them. Method 8. Connect new words with old words. When you learn something new, link it to something you already know. For example, if you learn the word tiny, connect it with small. If you know angry, and you learn furious, connect them as angry but stronger. These associations make your vocabulary richer, and easier to remember. Method 9. Visual vocabulary. If you're a visual learner, use pictures. Create flashcards with images, not translations. For example, instead of writing, apple, picture of apple, red apple. Use a picture of an apple with the English word apple. That way, your brain links directly between the word and the object, like native speakers do. Method 10. Daily vocabulary routine. Consistency is the real magic. Even 15 minutes a day is enough if you do it regularly. Here's a simple daily plan. Learn 5 new words in the morning. Review 5 old words in the afternoon. Use 2 of them in speaking or writing at night. That's it. Do this every day for 30 days, and you'll know 150 new words. really well. Segment 4. Tips to remember words for a long time. Now that you know the methods, let's talk about memory. How to make vocabulary stay in your mind long term. Tip 1. Use multiple senses. Read, write, say, and listen to the word. The more senses you use, the stronger the memory. Tip 2. Personalize the word. Make a sentence that relates to your life. For example, instead of, "The weather is pleasant," say, "The weather in my city is pleasant today." Your brain cares more when the word feels personal. Tip 3. Teach someone else. When you explain a new word to a friend, you actually learn it twice. Tip 4. Review at night. Your brain organizes memory during sleep, so reviewing words before bed helps you remember them longer. Segment 5. Fun vocabulary games practice. Okay, let's make learning fun, because it should be fun. Here are a few games you can play by yourself or with friends. 1. Word association. Say a word, and then the next person says something related. Example: dog, pet, cute animal, zoo. It trains your mind to connect ideas. 2. 20 questions. Think of a word, and your friend has to guess it by asking yes. It's great for thinking in English. 3. Word hunt. Pick one topic, like food or emotions, and write as many related words as you can in 1 minute. 4. Vocabulary bingo. Make a grid of words and listen to a podcast or movie whenever you hear one of your words. 5. Describe and guess. Describe a word without saying it, and others guess. For example, it's yellow, sweet, and monkeys love it. Banana. These games help you actively use vocabulary, and that's what counts. Segment 6. Motivation mindset. Learning vocabulary isn't just about memory, it's about mindset. Don't pressure yourself to learn hundreds of words at once. Even native speakers don't know every word in the dictionary. Your goal is not perfection, it's progress. Every new word is a new tool, a new color for painting your thoughts in English. And remember, it's okay to forget. Forgetting is part of learning. The key is to come back, review, and relearn. Each time you do, the word becomes stronger in your memory. Celebrate small wins, like learning 10 new words this week. That's how you build confidence step by step. Green Circle. Segment 7. Quick recap. Let's quickly review what we learned today. 1. Vocabulary is the foundation of all English skills. 2. Don't memorize lists. Learn in context. 3. Use spaced repetition and review regularly. 4. Speak, write, and use new words daily. 5. Connect new words with visuals, emotions, and personal experiences. 6. Learn word families and synonyms. 7. Use fun games and apps to make learning enjoyable. 8. Stay consistent. A few words every day add up fast. Segment 8. Final motivation. Remember, vocabulary isn't learned overnight. It's like growing a tree. You plant one word at a time, water it daily, and soon you'll have a forest of fluent English in your mind. Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep enjoying the process. The more fun you have, the faster you'll learn. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to follow our podcast, share it with a friend, and leave a review. And don't forget to check out our other episodes, like Think English Like a Pro and Daily English with Shadowing, to keep improving every day. Thanks for tuning into Fluent Mind English, and stay confident, stay curious, and keep speaking English.